Now, according to the latest data released by the Home Office, an astounding 200,000 burglaries went unsolved in England and Wales last year. 3 in 4, 3/4 of all break-ins went unsolved in the year to September 2023, with an astonishing, a meagre 6%, resulting in a suspect even being charged. Absolute insanity on Law and Order. And joining me now to try and make sense of this is former Met's detective Peter Bleksley. Peter, how often do we talk about so-called low-level crimes being called that by the authorities? They are anything but low-level in terms of their impact on citizens.
Absolutely. I met many a burglary victim who was so traumatised that they couldn't go back to their homes for a very long period in time. In fact, some I knew actually had to move home because they just couldn't go back. It is the most invasive of crimes into that space that we treasure, our home, especially when you have it ransacked, when your drawers, your cupboards are all turned upside down and inside out, and the place is absolutely trashed. It's an awful crime. It is difficult sometimes to catch the perpetrators, but if you don't really try, then you're never really going to know whether you could have caught them or not.
And Peter, it's a nationwide issue. Just going through the figures here, South Yorkshire is the worst. 84% of cases go unsolved. Surrey, 82. The Metropolitan, Hampshire, 81%. Sussex, Herts, Wiltshire, 80% were failing across the board. Why is it that crimes like burglary that matter so much to people are simply now seen as immaterial or irrelevant to the police?
Because we have such an inexperienced police force at the front line, not only in uniform, who quite simply, if they do turn up to investigate a burglary, and certain chief constables have said, oh yes, we will attend every burglary. And then, of course, I pointed out there was a huge difference between attending a burglary and investigating a burglary. Then they tried to give themselves another get-out clause, and they said, we will investigate where there are reasonable lines of inquiry. Well, one person's reasonable lines and an experienced detective's reasonable lines might be completely different things. And now there is massive inexperience amongst the detective workforce, which is short, understaffed in so many police services. When you add these things together with abysmal training, lack of experience, lack of resources, then I'm afraid this is just another chapter in the ever-increasing book that is called Lawless Britain.
Well, Peter Bleksley, thank you for your informed and forthright opinions as ever. And I always say it, mate, if we had more people like you in charge, we might have half a chance. Peter Bleksley, thank you for joining us.